Last night, just before midnight, my wife came into my room and said, "My father died." This was not something that we were unprepared for. We knew he was sick. He'd been in a nursing home, and then he'd gotten colitis and sepsis, and there was nothing that the doctors could do. And so hospice came in and put him on medication so he could be comfortable, and we knew it was just a matter of time. My wife is a Christian who believes in an afterlife, and she believes, as I do, that there are at least two waiting places before Final Judgment Day. And those are commonly referred to as heaven and hell. Most good people will be going to a heaven, a paradise, where they'll have an opportunity of hearing the fullness of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And there's also a prison, a hell, a place of torment where people who worked hard at being wicked will go. And we also believe that they too, in time, will have an opportunity of hearing the gospel. And as it says in the Bible, there are 3 degrees of glory, and the final judgment is God's only, not ours, to go around saying who is saved and who isn't saved. I find this a lot in Christian churches. People who think that they know whether someone else has been saved or not saved. Ultimately, it is the Spirit of God that tells us a particular truth. The Holy Ghost does not tell me your status in your relationship with God. That's not my place to judge you. God is a loving God. He's a fair God. And I'm not, and neither are you. And for someone to tell you or to tell me what our status is before God is incomprehensible, let alone to go around damning us. I hate that, because there's no place for love of our fellow brothers and sisters, and I believe we are literally spirit children of God. And how can we go around sentencing like we were God Himself someone to a place of eternal torment? I can barely imagine it, let alone feel like I have the power to send you there by my judgment. That is not Christianity. Christianity is a force of love and salvation. In honor of my wife's father who passed, he gets my benefit of the doubt. He was a good man. Everything I know about him, he was a good father, he was a good husband. He was a hard worker, a good provider. He grew up in the hills. He was a coal miner. And he worked during the evenings. And when my wife was born, she didn't even have indoor plumbing. And he was one of the salt of the earth guys. And he suffered. And I'm glad his suffering is over. My wife is up there now, making funeral arrangements. And I say, God bless her father, and let all of the judgments be left to God.